my analogy. I think that the Oscars are like customers. Because you got your good customers and you got your bad customers and you got your kind of annoying customers, and mostly they're just there, right? This is similar to the weather analogy. You just have to deal with them, right? Yeah. No matter what. And sometimes you're pleasantly surprised at how delightful that interaction with the customer was. And you're like, hey, that wasn't terrible. And then something happens with another one and you're just like, I can't believe that happened to me today when I was having such a good day and now my day is awful. But you have to deal with them. If you are in customer service, you have to deal with them. If you're not in customer service, you don't have to deal with them. And this analogy is completely fucking pointless. But
no, so the analogy here is if you're not a film person or a film podcaster, you don't have to deal with the Oscars.
Which is
exactly.
This analogy is actually quite insightful.
Yeah. Yep.
Fuck yeah.
Yep. That's my thoughts on it. They're just there. That's how I like to think of them.
Yeah. God, I want to get out of customer service.
They shouldn't necessarily be used. Yes. they shouldn't necessarily be used as like, like a metric of anything necessarily. But sometimes they are, and they're obviously important for like helping people's careers sometimes. So I don't know.
I feel like the only way that I can get through the Oscars season, and like, I mean, awards season more generally, but like specifically the Oscars, like, also, I keep forgetting that the Golden Globes, A, happened, and B, fucking happened in like the butt crack of New Year. So I just am like, wait, you're already doing the Golden Globes? Like, what the shit? Is like...
The Golden Globes are not real.
No,
so...
I mean, obviously, also, like, the Golden Globes are just, like, made up on a soundstage and are, like, extra made up. But I always feel like I have to, like, look at the Oscars like I'm doing, like, an anthropology assignment or something, rather than something that, like, actually affects me, where I'm just like, what does this say about a certain subset of the people who make art and the people who consume art? Because and kind of just go from there. Like, think of it almost more as like what is, what does this say? Just what does this say about the climate, rather than actually being any kind of like judgment that I put any stock in on like the quality of movies. Because, yeah, I don't know. And then I tell myself I'm not going to get mad about them, and then I get mad about them. Whatever, I'm not seeing Mank. I'm not going to do it. I refuse. The coloring is... I'm not going to sit through a black and white movie where nobody bothered to figure out how to correctly do makeup for black and white film. I'm sorry, I'm not. I have standards. That's it. That's the post.
Before we get too much further, Helena, could you do the intro, please?
Oh yeah.
Oh yes.
Oh yes. The podcast.
I guess I should do that.
Yeah, I figured that this episode I'll like a cold open with that, and then we could do the intro and go from there.
Okay.
Do not get assassin stuck in my head, Helena.
Hello, beloved listeners, and welcome to Snake People at the Movies, film criticism by people who actually like film. Join us as we dive into movies we love, movies we respect, and movies we wish we could unsee. It's the podcast where we talk about growing up and living queer, nerdy, and depressed, online and at the cinema. From the kids who are inventing their own award shows, it's Sneople at the Movies. I'm Helena.
I'm Ezra.
And I'm Maddie. Happy 20th birthday to Shrek.
Jesus,
film classic
birthday.
Shrek.
Hey, do you think that they've let the people out of the Shrek dungeon yet?
No.
Oh.
They're still making... They say they're still making Shrek movies down there. They've made like 5 of them at this point, and only 2 was good.
But who tells
as far
the story?
As I know.
Who's alive to tell the stories about the Shrek dungeon if they're all still in the Shrek dungeon? That's part of the Caribbean logic there for you.
They're slipping dispatches into other films.
If you watch Shrek 2 backwards, it's actually like a whole long message from the people in the Shrek dungeon
like in
asking
Spy
for
Kids.
help. Yeah, like in Spy Kids, yeah.
Yeah. That used to scare me as a kid. Okay. Well, now that we've gotten that out of the way,
oh, happy Oscar season, everybody!
Yep.
Happy Oscar
that's
season.
the other happy we have to celebrate. By the time you're hearing this, the Oscars will have already happened. But for us, who are in the future past, it hasn't happened yet.
Imagine,
and I assume all of you are currently yelling at your phone, saying, "No, Sneople, they were so bad. Don't talk about them." And we say, "No, we shall."
We're like, it's
too
late.
It's
funny.
We're talking.
Doing this before they have actually aired and saying, "Here's what I think will happen," and then they'll be like, it'll be airing after they actually do air, and so we get to say a bunch of wrong things about our predictions of what will actually happen, and you get to laugh at us, like a bunch of nerds.
Yeah.
What a special event.
I do
Oh,
like the
boy.
red carpets. I do like looking at people's nice outfits, so I hope that there's
fashions.
I hope that there's
looking at the fashions.
fun Instagram photos or something this year.
Yeah.
Richard Lawson's 20-year Oscar recap is out.
That's the other thing that's also worth it.
Yeah.
Very, very good. Richard Lawson is one of the only critics that I trust currently. He writes for Vanity Fair, and every Oscar season, award season, he does a recap of the Oscars from 20 years previously, complete with GIFs and commentary, and they're always very enjoyable. So I'm going to link to that as well in the Google Doc. I did read it. It was enjoyable. Julia Roberts looked very pretty. So that's a given.
As per. Mm-hmm.
As per. Here it is. Boop. Link. That's an awful looking link. I apologize, but there it is.
I love how the way the text works. It says Julia Roberts Gladiator ?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
true.
who's to say?
Who's to say?
Really.
Yes, the alternate universe in which Julia Roberts was in Gladiator. I'm down.
Mm-hmm.
The alternate universe in which Julia Roberts won for Gladiator. Thank you.
Of course.
And Russell Crowe won for Aaron Brockovich. Yep. I remember that. I was 9, but I remember it.
I was gonna say, it's fun that we're now starting to enter an age where, we are remembering the Oscars excited for 2003. That's gonna be a fun one. We're starting to remember the Oscars that he talks about, which is, fun.
That is
I like
fun.
that.
I know I've said this, I say this every year on the show, my family used to, make a big deal out of the Oscars. We would, go to the fancy grocery store and get, fancy snacks, and put a tablecloth on the, our little coffee table in the living room and, watch the Oscars. That was a big deal, even though, half the time we hadn't seen, half the time, neither my parents nor I had seen most of the movies that were nominated, but, it was fun as a show, and, it's sometime, I guess maybe it will be again someday, we can only hope, but, it sure used to be,
Maybe.
Billy Crystal was actually pretty good at hosting the Oscars.
Well, lucky for you, Bill Hader will be hosting the Helena Awards, so hopefully that will fill the...
Oh, yeah. I mean, obviously the only awards I really care about are the Helena Awards.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which we'll get to later, but we should talk about what we've seen first before we get into the...
We should.
Crapshoot.
We should. I'll go. I don't have very much this year. I don't have very much this time. I saw Godzilla vs. Kong, the new Godzilla movie. It was actually nice because I had a boys' night with my boys. My friend Johnny got my friend Johnny for the podcast listener, but you guys know Johnny.
Yes,
you guys are aware of Johnny. The guy who did our music, Johnny
Thanks for
Ronaldo.
the great music, Johnny.
Thanks, Johnny. I love you. has like a sweet projector setup and like a really cool like place up in the hills, and we ran over to there and we like sat distanced in our little chairs, and like Johnny made me a gin and tonic, and we watched some monsters beat each other up, and it was great. Had a great time, and it was nice to see, because it used to be that like I would get a text at like 8 p.m. that was like, hey, boys night? And I'd be like, yeah, and I'd be there in like 10 minutes, and we would watch a movie. We watched all of John Wick one time.
Hell yeah.
And haven't been able to do that, so it was really nice to be able to safely have ourselves a little boys night. I watched the third Riddick movie, which is just called Riddick, which I've only seen it one other time. Not as good as the other two. That's all I'm going to say on that. And then I watched the first movie with Leia, because we were like, oh, let's watch something. And I was like, oh, do you want to finally see Pitch Black? And she was like, oh, yeah, sure. We watched that last night, and always a good movie. Always a fun time. She enjoyed it. She was like, yeah, that was a very solid movie. And I'm like, yes!
Got another one.
And I guess, I know, hopefully we'll see Chronicles soon. And she was like, we have to show everybody else this. And I was like, yes! Yes! So, yeah, I also started watching Columbo, which has been very fun. What a good show. And started rewatching Next Generation. I found a watch list, and I have skipped most of season 1. I'm like a few episodes away from the end of season 1, because I just watched like 3 episodes in it, and I was like, yep, this, as I recall, that sounds about right.
It's
I
it's
think there's a couple episodes I want to go back and watch later, but for now I'm like,
at that one, and because I am now in season 4 of both my TNG rewatch and my DS9 rewatch, but TNG one's pretty accurate to what is skippable, and season 1 unfortunately is mostly like, I don't know her. I do of course have 2 minor quibbles with the DS9 rewatch. Yes, but that's it.
Which one of the ones that I haven't heard the other one, but one of the ones that you pitched to me, I was like, oh yes, absolutely, I'm watching that episode. Like. Yeah.
The other one was like,
duh.
I agree that maybe it was skippable from their viewpoint. The other one was Second Skin, which what they said was skippable, if not like utter skip. But I like Second Skin, even though it's a weird one. I find it kind of moving, actually. And of course, like Armand Bashir, like you don't skip Armand Bashir. If you're homosexual and you're watching DS9, which is like 90% of DS9 fans.
I was going to say, what other reason could you possibly have for watching DS9 at this point?
Yeah, true.
You know, somebody made a point about that on Tumblr the other day, where like there was of course, that DS9 documentary, I think that was called What We Left Behind, that came out a couple years ago. Mm-hmm. That was interviewing a lot of the cast and crew. And someone was like, what is it like to be a straight fan of Deep Space Nine, to go into that movie and
yes,
I'm
saw
so
that.
excited, and to like hear Andrew Robinson being like, oh, absolutely, Garrick wanted to have sex with Bashir the moment that he saw him. This was an absolute character choice that I made. Like, how do you react going into that? What are the thoughts running through your head? Like, truly a fascinating idea. Anyway, Andrew Robinson is the GOAT.
Real good. Yeah. So that's what I've watched. Not a lot. I've been real busy, but you know, what else is new? Lord.
I love it. I don't love you being busy. I like the voice that you just made. I have the next smallest paragraph, so I can go next. About what I watched.
Most of my paragraph was not what I watched. It was me yelling about something else.
That's okay.
But go nuts.
That's our new rubric now, is smallest paragraphs. I rewatched Tangled, which was great. I watched Kajillionaire, which is a movie that came out this year but was not nominated for anything because it is too weird to be nominated for everything. But I enjoyed it, even though it was a bit like too quirky. But I had a good time, and it made me feel some things. It's ultimate queer repression. Evan Rachel Wood is very good in it. I watched Mommy, which is a Xavier Dolan movie from 2014, which was It was good. It was just like really intense and totally wacky, and ends with a Lana Del Rey song. So that's 2014 for you. Good film. You should watch it. Although it took me a while to find...
Okay, hold on. Which Lana Del Rey song?
Born to Die.
Oh, duh. Yeah, why? I don't know why I asked. I should have just guessed.
I mean, there's a lot of really good needle drops in that movie, and I'm mad respect to him for using the songs that he used in it. It did take me a while because I've just been fully finding different ways to watch movies that I can't watch on a streaming service. And it did take me a while to find something that had the subtitles because it is a French-Canadian film. But I found it eventually, got there in the end. I am the winner. I watched Sound of Metal, which is an Oscar-nominated film this year, which is highly deserved. I thought that was really, really great. Riz Ahmed is amazing and easily, I think, has the best performance of the year in anything that I've seen, which is, to be fair, not everything, but I've seen a decent amount, so hopefully I know a little bit about what I'm talking about. I'll save this middle part for last, but last night I watched Another Round, which is if you've seen the clip on Twitter of Mads Mikkelsen dancing in the town square, that is Mads. That's Another Round. It is very good. It is about a bunch of teachers. So it's very, very good. You should watch it. It's on Hulu. And there are also other ways to watch it probably. It is about a bunch of middle-aged teachers who, there's this experiment that someone said that, like, a psychologist said that humans are born with a alcohol deficiency. And so every human being should maintain a alcohol blood level of 0.5% at all times. What? And they're like, what if we just tried that and see if our lives marginally improve, because our lives are so boring right now. And so they try it, and things go pretty good for a little while for them until they don't. And that's, you could probably have seen that coming, but it's still a really well acted and well written depiction of alcoholism and addiction and why we drink. And I didn't drink once during it, which I was very proud of myself for doing, because we have a bunch of testers that have just been sitting around. My roommate had these testers from actually when our last roommate moved out. Just kind of sitting on the table in there, and I was like, I could have a drink with this, would be appropriate. And the more that I watched the movie, I was like, no. But it's a good movie, and you should watch it if you can. And then, when was this? This must have been Tuesday. I watched 2 movies in one day. I watched these 2 movies on the same night. I watched Stop Making Sense and Popstar Never Stop, Never Stopping. And Stop Making Sense is the concert film directed by Jonathan Demme from 1984. That is the Talking Heads live at the Pantages Theater in Los Angeles. And it is the most amazing, dynamic, incredible thing I've ever seen. I actually watched half of it while making dinner before recording this, because I wanted to watch it again, and it's been stuck in my head. It is incredible. It is available on Jeff's site, but you can also watch it on YouTube. I highly recommend it. Popstar Never Stop, Never Stopping is a different movie. What to say about this? This is the movie that came out 7 years ago with Andy Samberg. It's the Lonely Island people.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
I now know what you're talking about. I haven't seen
like...
this movie, but you said that, and I was like, oh my god! I remember that movie coming out.
Yeah,
what a back-to-back! Holy shit!
It is good, actually. I mean, somebody said something on Letterboxd that was like, this is just a bunch of, SNL digital shorts, and they're not wrong, but also they're very good. And it came out around the same time, I think, as like Justin Bieber's documentary or concert film too. So that with that context, it's even more hilarious. And Andy Samberg plays this completely just like horrible, despicable pop star who used to be in like a white boy band / rap group, and has since become like the obnoxious star and has dismantled his friendships with both of his band members, one of whom is still like his DJ. And it is a very, very good time. I won't say anything else about it. I mean, it's pretty much what you expect if you know anything about Lonely Island and that era of SNL. But I would watch it if you can find a way to watch it. It's a good double feature, I would say.
Hell yeah. Oh boy.
I do want to watch Stop Making Sense. I've never seen it, and you were blogging a bunch of gifs of it the other day, and I was like, God, I really should watch that.
It's so good. It also gave me a little bit of gender envy. I'll say this, like, the next day I publicly, like, on social media, I'll say this now because, you know, we'll get around to it eventually. I was like, hey, new pronouns just dropped, and I am doing she, they now, because that's what I feel comfortable with. Yeah. I did do this the day after watching Stop Making Sense. I'm not saying that, like, those two things are necessarily connected, but, like, they're also not connected. Do you know what I mean? Like, I had some serious feelings about that specifically watching David Byrne doing his little wiggles during Life During Wartime and that thing where I was like, huh,
wiggles.
You tell me what else they could possibly be called. What happens if I Google David Byrne wiggles during Stop Making Sense? But yeah, it's very good. Gender envy. Oh, is this a gif of his wiggles? There we go. Will this go in the Discord without problems?
Oh, let me see the wiggles.
Can you
let me
wiggle?
see the wiggles.
Best
Wiggle.
quality is...
Oh, no, it's frozen!
No!
Curses.
It's frozen!
I want him to wiggle. Anyway.
Oh, depressing.
Rest in pieces.
Rip. Yeah.
So
now we got a full podcast of people who use at least one neutral pronoun.
Yep.
I guess all pronouns are neutral. Or can be neutral, but a full podcast of people who are at least half theys.
It's a good
that
sentence.
was bad. I'm trying.
And
I'm
you're
living.
succeeding.
I'm doing.
Yeah, you
I'm
are.
succeeding.
What have you seen, Z?
I accidentally did a 4-part study on the difference between a spy thriller and an action movie. By watching Hot Fuzz, Casino Royale, Sherlock Holmes, Game of Shadows, and Quantum of Solace. Yes, in that order. I don't know why. And I think Kevin and I are going to watch Skyfall after we finish recording because for some reason I was like, and then I'm going to watch Spectre, even though I just remember that it's bad, but I don't remember what happens in it.
Let me know what you do, because I have not seen it yet, and I need to see it.
Really disliking it when I saw it in the theater, but I also, the primary thing I remember from it is that they hired fucking, oh my god, my brain just shorted out. What's his
Andrew
fucking
Scott?
name? They hired, Jesus. They hired Andrew Scott, and they were just like, hey, you know your fucking performance as Moriarty in the Sherlock TV show? And he's probably like, I mean, yes, many people have seen that. And they're like, what if you literally just did that? And it's like, you don't want me to, like, play a different character? They're like, no.
Yeah,
we want to give the people what they want, which is apparently more of whatever that nonsense was.
But that's not what I want.
And I'm like, I want less of that, actually. Thank you. I want to be reminded of Sherlock Holmes, or not Sherlock Holmes. I want to be reminded of the fucking Sherlock show as little as possible. Yeah. Anyway, and then I went and reread the first 2 books of Lynn Flowing's Night Runner series, which are fantasy novels that are also about spies. So I guess I've just been on a spy shit kick. I don't know. Who knows? The other drag of myself that I am actually going to freely offer is that I did have a miniature meltdown because I remembered that I'm wildly attracted to Jared Harris. So, that's just knowledge that everybody's got to live with. Look, I had a weird week. My fucking second vaccine shot just like really took me out of commission. It's fine. So yeah, that's what's up with me. There's a difference between a spy thriller and an action movie, and James Bond movies should always be the former, not the latter. That's it. That's the post.
Agreed.
I remember exactly one part of the plot of Spectre, which is the part with Andrew Scott and, like, the Q team in it, which is what I'm calling the team that's just, like, the people, like, James Bond goes off and is dealing with his own shit, and then Q and M and whatever character Rory Kinnear is playing are, like, left behind to deal with Andrew Scott's madness.
Yes, yeah.
And I remember that part and being like, okay, this is sexy. Why is this not, like, the whole entire movie? Because I am digging this.
Why is the whole movie not just these three variously nerdy-looking British dudes, like, staring at computers?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Rory Kinnear showed up for the first time in Quantum of Solace, and I, like, was trying desperately to explain to Kevin why I loved him so much. And then that devolved into, the one thing I would like to remind you both about Quantum of Solace is that, so every single time the location changes, they do one of those, like, you know, like, city, country, like, title card things. It's in a different typeface every time.
Every time?
Single one is in a different, like,
why?
Like, we just got an expanded font pack for word art level of weird typefaces, and by the halfway mark, I was just shrieking wordlessly every time one came on screen. Anyway, don't bother watching that movie.
It's
not good. Felix Leiter is in it, and he is very gay for James Bond, which I don't understand, but I support.
Well, who isn't?
And the guy who plays Mathis, who they kill off, is like a bazillion times hotter than Daniel Craig, despite being, like, objectively an old man who kind of looks like Italian Stephen Sondheim.
Oh my god, Ezra.
What?
Okay, I didn't know. I couldn't remember what that character's name was, and when you said Italian Stephen Sondheim, I knew instantly, despite never thinking of that analogy before. I just want you to know that you're the best person in the world for saying that.
You just recreated that fucking moment from Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Yeah. Yes, I did.
Oh, you did it. Oh my god, and you're right, though, is the thing, is that you're so right about it.
Yeah.
I really just want to, I mean, you're right, and we know it, but I'm going to put a picture of him underneath David Byrne wiggling in the Discord, and tell him Stephen Sondheim.
Oh, now that I see a photo of him, I'm like, yeah, you're right. You're so right.
Oh my god. Oh, that's funny.
Oh, that's so funny. What is this guy's name again?
Remember.
What's his, like, real life name?
His real life name, who knows?
That's fine.
I'll look it up later.
Italian Stephen Sondheim.
My apologies to this dude, who I'm sure is a very accomplished actor with a long and storied career, who I've officially decided I'm never calling anything except Italian Stephen Sondheim. He's probably not even Italian.
Giannini? No, that sounds like an Italian name to me.
Oh, okay. I had this momentary
panic
that you were going to tell me he was French.
No, he's Italian. Don't worry. He is definitely Italian. He is younger.
That would have been very funny, though.
At the moment, but it would have been very funny if he was, like, from Oklahoma or something. That would have been good. God, when he was younger, he even dressed like a young Stephen Sondheim. Can I just put this also in the chat? Give me a second. This is very fun for the podcast listeners who are listening to this only in audio.
Yes, I love making a thing that I want other people to listen to that's purely an audio medium. Whatever, we're just gonna tweet some completely out of context photos of this dude from the official Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, what is this guy's name? Helena, did you look him up?
It's, and I could be completely butchering this because my Italian is bad, Giancarlo Giannini?
Okay.
Giancarlo Giannini.
Just look him up, and you'll know what we're talking about.
Look him up. He also has some Alan Rickman vibes going on in that one photo.
Yes, agreed.
Good looking man.
Mm-hmm,
Gotta say, good looking man. Anyway, it's
good.
because
he pulls the mustache off.
It's because Daniel
for sure.
Craig's haircut in Quantum of Solace is a fucking war crime.
I know. I don't.
And then this motherfucker rocks up like actually exuding some charm.
Actually handsome. Yeah.
Anyway, enough about that. Let's go back to the hell pit in which we have dug for ourselves, which is feeling the need to do an Oscars episode.
This will be
I'm
fun,
pulling up
though,
the nominations right now.
because, like, this is, like, my favorite thing to do, because we can just pull up a link on the interwebs, and we can just look at it and be like, I like this and I hate this.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's very easy. It's very fun and breezy for us. Very enjoyable. It's kind of like, you know, just sitting behind the register if we're going to bring this back to customer service analogies.
Okay, so in this case,
I mean.
this is when people come up to the Kate case where I work and say, well, is this good? And I have to come up with a creative way to say, I don't know, I don't fucking eat any of this.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's like when you work at a bookstore, and especially when you, like me, used to work at the info desk, which is right in front of the new releases, and they'd be looking at all the books that came out literally today, and they'll be like, have you read this? And I'll be like, no. Have you read this? No, I haven't read that. Have you read this? No, I don't read books about Trump. Have you read that? No, I haven't. Well, have you read anything? It's like,
Do you know, I'm sorry, hold on. Do you know how many books there are? There's a lot of books.
There's a lot of books.
Have you read this? Have you read,
No.
I'm sorry, I'm too busy answering your stupid-ass questions about books to read, so.
Exactly. I'm reading this Wikipedia article to distract myself from all the questions you're asking. How's that?
Yeah, sorry.
Anyway.
Sorry.
Sorry. Anyway.
Sorry.
Wow, the bitterness jumped out. Apologies, folks.
I refuse
so
to
the Oscars,
apologize for my bitterness related to doing customer service work.
Yeah.
Is there an Oscar-nominated film about this year? There should be.
There should be.
Okay.
What? So how do we?
God.
Do you want to go from the bottom up, or from the top to the bottom?
I just had the worst premonition of what the fucking story of some the inspirational story of an essential worker during the COVID pandemic movie is going to be like in about 5 years.
Oh, it's going to happen.
And
it's going to
I'm
happen
gonna
for sure. Yeah. Okay, so here's the thing. Because last year, what we did is we just read all of the nominations and all the awards, and it took forever.
No, it did take forever.
And we didn't have a lot of time to talk about anything else because we were just reading the list. So here's what I would recommend, is podcast listeners at home, just Google Oscars 2021. You'll find it immediately. It's the first thing. And you can just read along with us.
Yeah.
This podcast requires supplementary material. I'm sorry.
Do your
but
homework.
I was reading that list for 45 minutes last year, and I don't think that's efficient.
So we're just gonna do. What are we gonna do instead?
So I think we should go over what are highs and lows.
Okay.
Z and I. Well, I mean, we'll start with the fact that Z and I haven't seen fucking anything.
I've seen
a few.
We have seen one Oscar-nominated film this year. And we have both seen Emma.
Yeah, let me flip through really quick
Which,
and see
to
if there's
be fair,
anything else I have
did
seen.
whip.
It was good.
It did whip.
Delightful film.
I do intend to see Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. That one's on Netflix. That one is on my list of things that I'm going to see. I intend to see Minari. There's a lot of stuff that I haven't seen yet that I'm like, yes, I am going to see this. I'm going to see Wolfwalkers for sure. It's probably easier to say the things that I'm going to see. Sorry, I'm flipping through really quick. If anyone has any things that they want to talk about,
I was just going to go on a little
list.
bit of a jaunt. Because I've been thinking about, I'm looking at this list and I'm thinking about, why didn't I see any of these movies this year? And then I thought, okay, well, like, there are definitely, most years, I wouldn't say that I've usually seen, like, 30%, somewhere between, like, 30 and 50% of the Oscar nominations. Some years it just happens to be higher for whatever reason, but most years it's about, like, 30 to 50%, just unless I, like, make a point to go see a bunch of Oscar-nominated shit, which just, you know, I don't. Mm-hmm. But I was thinking about, like, why, you know, sort of what, yeah, obviously, like, what was different about this year, literally everything, but what specifically was so different about the kind of media I like, felt like I wanted to consume, the kind of media I was, like, making time for. And I'm gonna be real, part of it was just, like, the executive dysfunction related to, like, figuring out what streaming service this thing was on, and then, like, do I have that one or not? Do I want to try to get the password from somebody else? If I don't have it but I know somebody who does, like, am I gonna watch it on my laptop, or am I gonna try to go watch it in the living room? And, like, I love my roommate, but he's been, like, his, like, sort of piecemeal work from home office is our living room where the television is, and, like, I don't always like watching movies on my laptop if I can help it. And so not having, and, you know, I'm really lucky, like, Bellingham has a great, you know, mostly volunteer run independent movie theater that does get all these kinds of films, and so I'll usually go see at least a few of them. But I guess those are, like, watching a movie at home and going to see a movie are, like, two different kinds of leisure activity in my head. And when I'm in the mood to go to the movies, like, watching even the same movie that I would want to go see anyway, like, in my house is, like, not a substitute. I'll go do something else. So I guess that's definitely part of it. But also, like, a lot of it has just been the fragmentation of, you know, it's not like, oh, I want to go see a movie. There's 2 movie theaters in town. They're both very close to me. Like, I moved to a small town. Fucking don't know why I did that. But somehow just, like, get in car, drive downtown, go sit in movie theater at the Pickford, shout out to the Pickford, is just a completely different, like, set of things that has to happen in my brain than, like, figure out where to watch such and such and then have to deal with my shitty internet connection. Yeah. And I'm gonna be real, sometimes, like, I need the enforced, like, concentration atmosphere of a movie theater, because otherwise my attention span is just all over the place. If I'm not, like, in the dark in a space that is dedicated to watching the movie where I can't have my phone out. It's like sleep hygiene but for watching movies.
No, I know exactly what you mean. I feel very similarly. Part of it for me also is, like, I just, like, haven't been up on, like, what has been coming out. Like, we got around to Oscars time and I was like, I don't even know what they're gonna nominate. Like, I don't even know what came out this year, because everything I was looking forward to coming out got delayed. So, like, I don't know what dropped, because the way I keep track of what movies are coming out is movie trailers in a theater. And like, also just, like, kind of, like, being on the internet and stuff and, like, talking with my friends about it. But, like, a lot of the ways that I would learn about movies are things that are just not accessible anymore. And a lot of things that was on my radar got pushed back. So it's like, the nominations came out and I was like, bro, I haven't heard about, like, any of these. And now that I know what they are, I, like, have heard more about them. We're coming up on, like, the season. Now I know, but, like, when they came out, I was like, I hadn't heard of them. It wasn't like I was like, oh yeah, I heard about these, I didn't get around to watching them. It was like, I don't know what any of these are, which is nuts. I looked at the list. I have only seen Emma, but there are a bunch of them that are like, oh, I do want to see that. So
I mean, I'll be real.
It's not like it's a total wash.
Yeah, for some reason, I started like a couple years ago, like keeping track of Metacritic does this thing where they have a scorecard every year towards the end of the year for like all the critics like top 10 lists, and also the like awards scorecard of what movies are winning what. So that plus Letterboxd is usually how I have heard of any of these. That being said, I usually, as is typical for me, and it was even worse this year because the Oscars were pushed back 2 months, so I had an extra 2 months to procrastinate. I usually have seen maybe about 2 movies by the end of the actual like calendar year, and then what would normally happen was that I would make a list of my priorities and see if I can catch up on those in the movie theater or in various rental services or streaming services before the Oscars happened, and if I didn't get caught up, then woe is me. So I kind of did that this year, and I also like I didn't rent anything, and I didn't go to the movie. I haven't been to a movie theater in over a year, so that wasn't an option. So I cheated a lot, which is a friendly word for something else, which you all know what it is, in terms of how I watch these movies. I mean, I do also like have, my roommate has a Disney Plus account and a Hulu account, and my parents have an Amazon and a Netflix account. So that's great. But the one streaming service that I pay for is Criterion Channel, and to be honest, like this whole last year, like all of 2020, and also for these like last 4 months, I have been using that a lot, and they do have some relatively recent movies, usually ones that were technically released in 2019, so they're usually international features, but a lot of them are older movies, and that's what I've been using it for, so that's most of what I've seen. So I've seen a lot less this year than I did the years previous. I also, like, the year previous to this, I got to go to the Portland International Film Festival, and it was dope. Yeah. And I saw 3 different movies, and it was so cool, because they're movies that I probably wouldn't have gone to see otherwise. I saw Transit and Pain and Glory and Keep an Eye Out, and they were totally random. And 2 of them weren't nominated for anything, but they were still, like, so cool and so worth seeing. And I miss movie theaters so goddamn much, and I, like...
Fuck, I miss them so much.
Once they're open again, like, or like they're open, but like once they're open in New York anyway, once I feel safe going to them, as you're listening to this, I personally will be fully vaccinated, in terms of like, it'll be 2 weeks since my second shot.
Fuck yeah!
Which, yay, but also, woohoo, yay for me, but also like, I feel that, I don't know if that's going to be the only criteria for me in terms of, do I feel like I should be going to a movie theater? Not necessarily do I feel safe going to a movie theater, but do I think that I should go to a movie theater? You know what I mean?
Yeah, because for me at least, my roommate was one of the first people to get a vaccine because she works in a field which would allow her to do, I don't want to get too deep, but she works in a field which allowed her to do so. And so for us, a lot of the stuff where she was fully vaccinated like a couple months ago, but still wasn't going out a lot because I wasn't. Mm-hmm. And you can still carry it even if you're not going to get sick.
Right.
And for me, even once I'm fully vaccinated, which will be like late May, I probably won't, until everybody I know is fully vaccinated. I probably still won't be going out very much because, I don't want to give it to anybody else, even if I'm going to be, which has been my thing this whole time. Like, I was always worried about giving it to somebody else rather than me getting it, which is not rational, but also I was like, I don't want to hurt anybody I care about.
God, absolutely. I've been working in a grocery store this whole time, and like, I was worried about myself for like 3 weeks, and then I was like, well, that's like, I can't do anything about that, but now I'm just going to be... So I just, like, redirected it entirely to worrying about getting other people sick. So, I feel...
Yeah. So, yeah, and I also, thank you. It is helpful to hear it, because I know for me, I was like, I should care more about my own personal health, but, whatever. I do care about my personal health, but I know a lot of people who are like immunocompromised and stuff, which was my concern. But I also like I miss going to movie theaters so fucking bad. I was talking with Andrew. I was talking with somebody, definitely Andrew, maybe also Ben, producer Ben, friend of the show. And we were talking about when we went to go see John Wick 3 in theaters. Because we were reminiscing about boys' nights, and we were like, do you remember when we like watched John Wick 1 and like Johnny crashed at your place and I came over the next morning to record a podcast, and we watched John Wick 2, and then like the next day I had to work, so we went to go see like a weird early showing of John Wick 3, and then I went directly to work. Like I miss being able to go do stuff like that with my friends. Like that was like, I miss the feeling of when you leave a movie theater and it's still light out outside and it's like disorienting and weird. I miss like going to a movie and then going out to dinner afterwards and like sitting with your friends and talking about the movie. Like I miss the act of going to a theater. And I know that like when theaters were starting to like really be in trouble, there was a lot of hot takes about like, yeah, movie theaters should just die though. And I was like, but I don't want them to.
That's the worst.
Like I understand what you guys are saying.
Yeah.
But I don't want them to, because I think that there is something special and cool about being in a room with a bunch of strangers and like experiencing something together.
Yeah.
And it's
like
a
we still
experience.
Talk about when we went to go see Knives Out, because that was fucking fun.
It's a communal experience. They have their accessibility issues, like I think a lot of things do. Absolutely, 100%. But
agreed.
The idea of them dying out makes me so indescribably sad, because I feel like they are necessary. They are a communal experience, and they are like seeing a movie on the big screen. Like, I'm not saying that a movie is necessarily better on the big screen, like, not to sound like Christopher Nolan, but like I do a little bit kind of think that also. Like the experience,
I mean, a lot of them were
just
made
better
for that. I think that that's I think that there's something cool about that. Now, this is what I think the Z, you were gonna say something, so I'm gonna finish this real quick thought and we could go back to you, but like I feel like the accessibility issues with movies are legit and valid, and we should be pushing to have those. I think movie theaters should adapt. They shouldn't die out. The idea that like, well, this thing isn't perfect and therefore it should just like die and that's fine is like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah. It doesn't make any sense.
What the hell? I like, there's so many incredible, like, cherished memories I have of being in a movie theater, and like, I hate going places by myself. Notable fact about me, I hate going public places by myself and like hanging out by myself. But I saw all of the Lord of the Rings extended edition movies a couple years ago when they were showing in theaters, and that was really cool to like see them on the big screen. And like, I like saw 2 of them back to back, which was incredible. And then I saw the third one and immediately like I cried like no joke 12 times in theaters, and then immediately went to Taco Bell and then went to my fucking bookstore job. And like that's different than seeing, and like, don't get me wrong, I love seeing him in a living room with my friends as we all say the same fun facts at the same time. Also an experience I would not give up for anything, but I don't see why we can't have both. I don't know. I miss a movie theater so fucking bad.
Yeah. No, yes. God. Yes, exactly.
Z, I have something too, Z, but you go first.
I mean, I don't know. I was just gonna say that, like, there are just, like, there are, like, things about, like, movie theaters that you just can't recreate in your house unless you have a fuckload of money. Mm-hmm. One of them is surround sound. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Surround sound. Like, I've seen Dunkirk on a big-ass home television, and I've seen Dunkirk in 70mm with incredible surround sound, and they are physically different experiences. It's just a whole thing. Also, like, and this is so silly, but, like, it is so fucking hard to get my house that dark. It's just hard.
No, agreed.
Like, the level of the level of focus that it, like, imposes on me means that I get more out of the movie when I have this outside imposition of, like, fewer distractions.
I don't know if this is the same for you, Z, because you have better eyesight than Maddie and I, but like,
fair.
For me,
it's just bad side eyesight, bitches.
It's like, not only like can you not make it as dark as a movie theater, but also I feel like when I'm in a movie theater, my eyes hurt less, I squint less, because even though it's dark, the screen is bigger. Whereas if I try to do full darkness at my house, with our TV, which, like my parents' TV, for example, which was decent sized, but like
sizable,
but not as big as the theater at the Hollywood Theater, it did hurt my eyes a little bit too. So, and that, that physical strain is also distracting. So even then, even when you can make it dark, it's not the same.
Yeah.
I have a couple thoughts too, oh, sorry, Maddie.
No, you're okay. I was, just to wrap up that point, I was just thinking, like, even, like, I could watch a movie at home, sure, but, like, what if my roommate comes home and it's a horror movie and she doesn't like horror, which is, like, totally fine and valid. A lot of people don't, and I love and respect her. Mm-hmm. And then I, like, stop watching the movie. Or, like, or my cats are fucking around and I have to pause the movie to deal with that. Or, like, I get a call from my mom. Or there's something to be said for, Z, you mentioned this earlier, but, like, a distraction-free environment where everybody is sitting in a room and our sole purpose is to be here and watch the movie. Yeah. And, like, don't fucking call me. You cannot contact me. I am in a little room for 2.5 hours enjoying a movie. But if I was sitting at home and my mom was like, why didn't you call me? Like, I mean, not that my mom would do this, but, like, for example, someone was like, well, where were you? Why couldn't I get in touch with you? And I was like, oh, I was sitting at home watching a movie. They'd be like, dude, what the fuck? But if I was like, oh, sorry, I was in the movies, I had my phone off, people were like, oh, okay. Yeah. Like, there's just a different culture around expectation of, like, not being accessible. Like, we live in an era where, like, people gotta be able to get a hold of you 24/7, and I sometimes it drives me up a fucking wall where I'm like, don't look at me, don't touch me, I am watching a film.
I mean, I do, I have 3 thoughts now. One on that is that I have absolutely, the number of texts that I have sent, mostly to my parents, who have been like, sorry, I was watching, fill in the blank here. Whether that was like, I'm sorry, I was like really invested in the Star Trek episode, which my parents understand, or like, sorry, I was watching this movie about Mads Mikkelsen maintaining 50% alcohol content in his bloodstream. I mean, he's a history teacher. Like, what do you want me to do about it? I was invested. I have definitely used that excuse as a text before, and I feel it is harder to like pull it off, but I definitely try.
Yeah.
My other thing is like, I'm trying to remember that. Oh yeah, it's like a 2 sides, same coin, counterpoint to Maddie's too. I love going to the movies by myself. And that's what I also miss. Like, I miss going to the movies with people, but I also miss like doing my little thing where I would just buy tickets to see some random ass weird movie at the Hollywood. And I would ask my parents, like, do you want to come see this? Like, insert fucking David Lynch film here, and they'd be like, my dad would be like, no, I don't, because the seats of the Hollywood Theater hurt my back, and my mom would be like, no, because I don't want to watch a David Lynch movie with you. The operative being David Lynch and not you, because my mommy loves me. Yes. But, that's why I would go by myself, which is like totally what I would predict. I'd be like, that is totally fine. I will get on the bus and I will go the 10-minute bus ride to the Hollywood Theater. I will get off. I will have a beer. I'll have some Sour Patch Kids. And I will get here 10, 15, 20 minutes early so I can get a good seat. And I will bring a book to read while I wait for this movie to start. And it'll be great. And I'm thinking of like times too when...
I miss getting texts from you on like a Tuesday being like, hey, do you want to see a movie like right now?
So terrible. And you'd be like,
and usually great. Not being able to because I had other shit I had to do, but like being like, God, I wish. Yeah, I would love to see a movie with you today on a random Tuesday, but I'm at work.
Yeah, you're on the way, but like also not, because you are usually, I would get off a little bit before you in those days. So sad.
The old days, yeah.
Ye old days. There's like 2 particular movie theater incidences that I'm thinking of. Like one, when I went to see Hereditary by myself, like an idiot, and there were two groups of people on either side of me who like fully adopted me because they realized that I went to see this movie like by myself. I had nobody to like, nobody's arm to grab when something completely terrifying happened. So that was like great. And also, completely different, when I went to see Us, there was... it wasn't even that full of a theater, but there was this guy sitting in the very front row And before the movie started, he was having a loud audible conversation on his phone. And everybody else was sitting behind him, looking down at this guy sitting in the front row. So he had no way of knowing how that people were, like, listening to his conversation and watching him, because all of us were thinking, is this motherfucker gonna do this throughout the entire goddamn film? And he didn't really. But, like, that was also another great communal experience of, like, before this movie even started, we were just like, are you kidding me with this? This guy is sitting in the front row eating his popcorn loudly and saying things like, yeah, it's called Us. Yeah, I think it's a horror film, but by the guy who did Get Out. Like, saying it like that. You know, enunciating the Get Out. Like a fucking alien.
Shout out to this guy.
Just, like, supreme movie theater experiences. So yeah, I miss going to the movies by myself.
Yeah, I will say I don't like doing it because I have capital S, capital A social anxiety.
Yes. Very valid reasons.
I have many anxiety disorders, and that's one of them. But when I went to go see Lord of the Rings, my love for Lord of the Rings powered me through. And I think when I saw Fellowship, and it was just me dicking around, and then this couple who were on a date came and they sat like there's like a seat between us. And like me and the guy clearly were like way into it. Like we were like really into Two Towers. And like there were moments where we would look over at each other and be like, dude. And the girl was also into it. I think she was more just like, wow, they're really into it. Was like, she wasn't like, oh, bitter about it. She was like, oh, they're having a good time.
Yeah.
And it was sweet. It's sweet to like the weird ways you form relationships when you are like at a movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, I know we've told the story so many fucking times about the time when we went to go see Tangled and I just was like yelling in the theater. Yes. I wasn't yelling in the theater. I spoke a little too loud when she was like, oh, I like your name, Eugene. And I was like, I don't. And like, there was a reaction.
Yeah.
Because I was loud as fuck.
I mean, I've told the Spider-Man 3 story a few times, I think, on here.
Yeah.
I mean, that was literally one of the worst movies I've ever seen. One of the best movie-going experiences of my life.
Yeah.
Just like, oh my god, everybody was so into it with each other. And like, where else? You can't, I feel like sometimes people, I don't know, this is being judgmental. I feel like the internet does kind of make us like weary of each other for good reason. And then we think to ourselves, I hate other people. But then when you're at a movie theater, you really don't.
I really, as a whole, love the human race, I think.
Yeah.
You know, there's something so incredible about being in a room with a bunch of strangers who are all just, like, having an experience together. Yeah. And sometimes that experience is bad. Like, sometimes people are yelling at you and you're like, you're such a dick. But a lot of times people are just like, there's no shame, and people are just like, man, I'm never gonna see any of you ever again.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
It does not matter what happens in this movie theater, and it's great. It's like, I imagine the closest thing that we in the 21st century can come to experiencing, like, being in the pits at a Shakespeare show.
Yeah.
And, like, throwing peanuts at the stage. Like, that is how I feel.
One thing about that,
sometimes.
Like, I was reading reviews, too, of Stop Making Sense, and there are definitely people who have seen this in a movie theater, and have said it's, like, it's the most amazing thing. It's, like, the next, like, obviously we can't travel back in time, we can't go and see the show live, so seeing it in a movie theater with a bunch of people, and just, like, full-on, like, dance parties erupt in the movie theater. Mm-hmm. People are like up and dancing and having dance halls with each other and just going crazy, and like that sounds like so much fun. I want to do that. I want to dance to Talking Heads. Anyway, God, Oscar predictions.
All this to say. Yeah, all this to say is, like, Oscars are weird this year. Being people who watch movies this year was weird. Mm-hmm. Like, not being able to... The fact that, like, I didn't realize how not being able to go to a movie theater would impact my life so much. Including, like, I didn't realize how many more things I saw and how much more in tune I was with, like, film culture by going to the movie theater. Mm-hmm. Because I would see previews for things, and, like, that's how I would learn about what was kind of up and coming. And it's crazy that, like, I just feel so disconnected now from other people, obviously, but also from, like, cinema, which is buck wild. You know, you how you can rent movie theaters? This is going somewhere, I promise. You know how you can rent movie theaters? I want to so badly now rent out a movie theater and be like, okay, listen, we are going to stream the Talking Heads movie. If you pay me $5, you could come. You gotta be cool, but, like, we could all, you, me, and a bunch of random strangers who give me $5 to pay for, like, the renting fee can watch this movie. You could just make that happen.
Depending on, like, where you put that, people would totally do that.
Yes.
I know, people would absolutely come.
I would,
especially in Portland.
I would
Portland,
take the bus to Portland specifically for this.
Yeah, I could post it, like, Portland, like, come to Portland. If you could get to Portland, that's fine. This is how much the fee is, depending on how many people we get. Like, we each could pay, like, $1 or whatever. And we could do this. And I don't know. This is tucking that in my back pocket for, you know, when there's not going to be going back to normal. That's never going to happen. But, like, when there is a point where that feels like a safe, reasonable thing to do, I might fuck around and do something like that.
Sounds amazing. I should probably, like, roll out what I think my Oscar predictions are for this.
Do it
before I.
You are the person who would have
into the Helena Awards, which are much more fun.
Helena Awards.
I'm just gonna go down the list. I'm not gonna read them all, like Maddie said. Best actor in a leading role. I think that's Chadwick Boseman's. That's his word.
Oh, that's gonna be fucking heartbreaking.
Yeah,
for sure.
I am very doubtful that he will lose that. I can't imagine that he wouldn't. Supporting role, I think that's gonna be Daniel Kaluuya because he's been winning a bunch of awards, been picking him up left and right. That would be a pretty big surprise if he lost that. I don't know who it would go to. Like, I think that Paul Raci is very good in Sound of Metal. I just don't know if he's the, like, next in line. I have one fear that I have one fear throughout this entire thing that, like, Trial of the Chicago 7 is going to be, like, people's number 2 in a category and is going to win something that it doesn't deserve, which is every award it's nominated for. So just know that that's in the back of my mind. Actress in a leading role. This, I think, is going to go to Frances McDormand, but it could go to Viola Davis. Maybe Carey Mulligan, but I really doubt it. I think it's between Frances McDormand and Viola Davis in Nomadland and Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Supporting actress, I think, is going to be Yeon Jun-yoon from Minari. Yeah, it'd be really funny if it was Glenn Close, but I don't think that's going to happen. That's, like, one good thing that's happened this year is a lot of, like, more indie films have gotten farther than they would have normally, I think.
That is true.
In a typical Oscar season.
Yeah, a lot
because
of them,
they're
like,
airing on, like,
sort
all
of
these streaming services.
They're not. Yeah, and so you don't have to deal with everybody being like, yes, hillbilly elegy, and I'm like, I never want to hear that fucking phrase ever again.
Don't talk to me about hillbilly elegy. Just don't.
I
don't
mean,
want to talk about it. I don't want to deal with
I
it.
shelved that book so many times at work, and it's amazing that I have to look at that title. And it never used to bother me, that title, because I never really thought about it because I was just shelving it. But now that I say it out loud and I say the two words together, hillbilly elegy, it's just the worst title in the world. Anyway, animated feature film. Not gonna think about it. This is gonna be Souls to lose, I think. Soul, rather. I'm saying all of these are, like, really awkward and, like, adding plurals where there shouldn't be plurals and, like, mumbling.
I just
want to
watch Wolfwalkers, though. I just want Wolfwalkers to be somewhere where I can, like, watch it in decent quality. I don't care. I mean, I would like it to win an Oscar, but it probably won't.
It like if any of these movies are going to beat Soul in a major upset, it's going to be Wolfwalkers. That being said, I think it's probably going to be Soul. Cinematography is probably going to be Nomadland. Costume design is probably going to be Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Directing. Yeah. Directing is probably going to be Chloe Zhao for Nomadland, which would be great and cool and awesome. I think that's going to be her. Maybe Promising Young Woman again. I don't know. Thomas Vinterberg isn't going to win another round because another round is going to win international feature, I think, and then him being nominated for directing is a sign of the momentum behind him for international feature. So I think that's how it's going to play out. Documentary, I haven't seen any of these. I think it's going to be Time. If I'm thinking with my cynical brain, it's going to be My Octopus Teacher, but I would like for it to be Time. Don't know anything about the short films. I'm sorry. I can't do that. Film editing, it should go to Sound of Metal, but it's going to probably go to Trial of the Chicago 7. International film, again, I think that's going to be another Rounds to Lose. Makeup and hairstyling is probably going to be Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Original score, it's probably going to be Soul. Soul or Mank, but probably Soul. I mean, the Soul and Mank are both the Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross scores, so it's probably going to be Soul. Original song.
Every time you say Trent Reznor, all I can think of is that fucking Game Grumps thing where it comes out as Trent Reznor. Or that's it. That's the post.
Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross.
Pardon me.
Original song. I think, and I have no idea, this is based on nothing, I think the song from Eurovision Song Contest, The Story of Fire Saga, will win. That is what I'm going to say. I have no idea if that will come true. I actually, original song is a category I know absolutely nothing about because I don't care. Original song is about how the song is original and how it is a song that exists. Not about, necessarily how the song is used in the movie. So a bunch of these are, end credit songs, which I hate. I hate end credit songs of almost any single movie, except for the cover of Long Way to the Top If You Want to Rock and Roll from School of Rock. Everything else is pretty much no, I could take it or leave it. So I don't like this category very much, but I think it's going to be Husavik from Eurovision Song Contest. Best Picture is probably going to be Nomadland, I think. If it's Trial of Chicago 7, I will laugh and laugh and laugh. Production design, Mank. Always bet on the Hollywood one for production design.
But that doesn't mean
in Hollywood one last year.
It doesn't mean I'm not allowed to be mad about it, and I was mad about it then, even though true. I have zero interest in seeing fucking Once Upon a Time in Hollywood either. I might see it eventually. I don't know. My tolerance for movies that don't handle that have violence against women in them and handle them in any way except for a very, very narrow band of things, I'm just I don't need to have that in my life right now, thanks.
Mm-hmm. To be fair, I don't think that there is any of that in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood from what I remember. I did watch it.
Okay,
but of course there is always
and it doesn't have the Manson. I thought it had the Manson murders as a major plot point.
It does, but it doesn't. Yeah,
I'm not saying It's not just movies that show violence against women. It's have it as a plot point. Sometimes I'm just what if I just didn't do that today? Anyway,
yeah, absolutely.
Not important. You're right, though. It is going to win fucking production design.
It's probably going to. I mean, I can't see. I don't know what would come after it. Sound is probably going to be Sound of Metal, deservingly. I think that will win. Maybe because it's kind of a war movie. Greyhound is a possibility.
Hey, can I ask a dumb question? Can I ask you a dumb question? When the fuck did it just become Best Sound?
Just this year. I have no idea. Sometime within the past year.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think that's a current one. That's a recent change.
To fly into this.
But it's okay. It's okay. The sound people approved it. They're like, yeah,
fine.
There's not that much. There's not that much difference anymore, so we've changed it. It'll make things easier for me because I don't have to explain to my friends every year that the difference is. Which I have to do by Googling it every year because I memorize it and then I forget which one is which every year. Visual effects is probably going to be Tenet. Adapted screenplay is a toss-up. I think it's probably going to be Nomadland. But it could be The Father. It would be extremely funny if it was Borat, just because there's like 1 million people who wrote that movie. And also it's a Borat movie.
I can't.
Original screenplay.
That nomination just feels like such a shit post.
I greatly appreciate it.
Oh, yes.
But it like absolutely like a shit post, but like a beautiful shit post, which is what all shit posts are, of course. Original screenplay, I think is going to be Promising Young Woman. I think that's gonna be the award it wins.
I'm gonna
drive me up a fucking wall.
I'm gonna punt every. I have seen some clips from that. There is not a. I'm confident in saying there is not a single line in that whole movie that would ever, under any circumstances, be said by a real human person.
Oh, it's like that kind of movie, huh?
Yeah, but it's.
I haven't even watched a trailer for it.
It's that kind of movie, but like not in a way that has like a coherent, like, mannered. It's also not. I mean, Wes Anderson movies, nobody talks like a real human person, but it's like in service of a whole, stylized world or whatever. Not the vibe I get from Promising Young Woman. Just saying. Yeah. I'm not bitter about this movie or anything. Go listen to the Overinvested episode, of which I am a huge, big fan.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. Or don't.
Yeah, I think they do a really good job of covering why. I mean, some people have gotten something out of it. Some women, I should say, which are like that. Like that's what I refer to when I say like people who have. What am I trying to say? Like people who have had like very strong reactions to it. Like there are some people who have really liked it and it said that I actually found this very relatable. As a woman who has experienced sexual assault, and then like some people have said, I think getting more and more vocal majority as like the awards for it have, continued to pile up. Like this movie is insulting. This movie is so many things, like not just like badly made and like kind of shallowly made, but also a complete disservice to the genre that it is paying homage to. I don't even know if that's the right word, but and the poor handling of the subject matter. But I can't speak for it, but the folks at Overinvested did see it, so there you go. You just listen to them. Anyway, that's my predictions.
Yeah, they did that for us.
They did that for us.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So the Helena Awards.
The Helena Awards.
Helena has posted the full Helena Awards on Twitter. It's gotten
it's requisite 3 retweets from my close friends, which is all I need.
We all not fundamentally survive off of the 3 retweets we can count on from our best friends?
Absolutely.
I swear to God, you posted that, and I read it, and I, like, got halfway through typing a tweet that was just like, Helena, shut up and marry me already, and then I realized that was, like, a little bit too homosexual for my vein. And also, you just moved to New York, and, like, I love you, but I don't want to move to New York. Put it on your private. True.
That's very, very fair. Long distance relationships never work. That's not true. They do.
That's not true. Leia and I are doing just fine.
That's not true.
Thanks for asking.
Exactly. I said it and I was like, wait a minute. Yeah, I had fun with this one. This year I was like, I'm just going to do a little bit extra, and like, I'm going to say who's going to host this year. There's no actual host at the Oscars, so that's fun. But I was like, what if I made up all the presenters that I want and all of the hosts that I want? And there's one host, and it's Bill Hader. That's it. Bill Hader is the host because I have a crush on him. That's the only reason. The Helena Awards are very simply the movies that I like them. I think they should be rewarded. Some of them are also nominated for Oscar. Some of them are not. I put in I May Destroy You in here a lot. As it is a mini series, but I put it in here because I think it was one of the best things I saw this year, and it got completely, I think, shut out of a lot of the awards that it could have won as a TV series, so I'm putting it in here. The party favors are a used CD of Stop Making Sense, because I read the party favors that they were actually going to be getting at the Oscars, which included vagina hemp oil, and I wanted to cry.
I'm sorry, what?
Not in a good way. Yeah, vagina hemp oil.
Gwyneth Paltrow strikes again,
Wait,
huh?
okay. Wait, I'm gonna regret asking this question. Is it hemp oil for your vagina if you have one?
Oh no!
Oh, Ezra,
That's what I was assuming, Ezra.
What?
I wish I knew.
In which case, I just what?
Okay, here is my, because
no,
I
it's
am,
fine.
like,
We can move on from this. This is not important, and also I can Google this later and then promptly, I don't know, just delete my entire consciousness.
We don't live in Soylent Green universe yet. We are not in Blade Runner Future yet, although we kind of are. So I have a feeling that it is hemp oil for your vagina and not the other thing which you are thinking of. That is what I am assuming.
I'm so tired.
God, I hope I'm correct.
So tired.
I'm so right. That's only one of the party favorites that they got. I tried to find the other. I saw the list and then I lost the article. And the only one I could remember from it was vagina hemp oil. So I'm sorry, guys. I mean, today is Vagina Appreciation Day, so congratulations to anybody who has one.
Vagina Appreciation Day. Congratulations to those who have them and the people who love them.
Mm-hmm, exactly. It won't be when this episode is recorded, but it is on the day that we are recording it, which is Shakespeare's birthday. What a coincidence. Let's see here. Oh, I'll give it a second. Hang on. I'm gonna go from the top up. Well, that doesn't really work. I guess Best Picture. I'm not going to list all of my nominees because I've been talking for too long, but we can link the document online. And if you guys want to mention one of these that I don't say because it didn't win anything, feel free to. But I'm just going to read the winners off. Best Picture, which is presented by Celine Sciamma, is going to First Cow. That's what it's going. First Cow is going to win a lot of awards tonight because it was nominated for no Oscars, and it also didn't win any Independent Spirit Awards, which kills me.
Bastards.
Best Foreign Language International Film is going to another round. Actually, no, it's not. It's going to And Then We Danced. I got confused. I confused myself because I put the picture of Mads Mikkelsen drinking a beer as the header for it. Best Animated Film goes to Wolfwalkers. The awards for Most Tears Shed by myself, which is presented by Adele Haenel, star of Portrait of a Lady on Fire. That goes to Dick Johnson is Dead, the documentary by Kirsten Johnson, which was also nominated for Best Picture. Kristen Johnson, sorry. Best Gay Rep, which is also presented by Adele Haenel. I have a feeling that she would just stay on the stage and say these things are connected, but they also aren't. But they also are the way that my gender envy and like pronouns and Stop Making Sense were earlier in this podcast. Best Gay Rep goes to And Then We Danced. And then she leaves the stage. Best Opening, I have nobody's presenting Best Opening, but it goes to First Cow. Best Director, Martin Scorsese comes on to present Best Director, because why not? And he gives it to Kelly Reichardt for First Cow. Yay, First Cow again. Best Directing Debut, which is presented by Joe Talbot, who directed The Last Black Man in San Francisco last year. That's going to go to I May Destroy You, Michaela Cole for I May Destroy You, which is a co-direction. It's going to go to both of them. Best Ensemble, the whole entire cast of Parasite is going to come on, and they're going to present Best Ensemble Cast to the cast of Another Round. Yay. Best Actor is going to be presented by Antonio Banderas. He's going to give it to Riz Ahmed for Sound of Metal. Best Actress is going to be presented by Lupita Nyong'o. She's going to give it to Han Yeri for Minari. Willem Dafoe is going to present the Best Supporting Actor nomination.
In this case, he is Willem Defriend rather than Willem Dafoe.
Yes, he
I'm
is
never
Willem,
I'm
my
never
friend.
tired of making that stupid joke.
Willem Defriend, Willem my friend, Willem your friend. And in my mind, also the winner of previous Helena Awards as well. So in this alternate universe, he is heavily lauded, many times nominated, many times a winner, instead of the tragic reality, which is many times nominated, never won. But he gives the award to Chadwick Boseman. See, I have Chadwick Boseman as Best Supporting Actor. I just realized that's like the difference between the Oscars this year. I felt like it was script-wise, it was a supporting actor performance, but maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, Chadwick Boseman gets the award. Best Supporting Actress goes to Yoon Young-jung for Minari, presented by Laura Dern. She can wear the I preferably dressed as the character she played in Last Jedi. I think that would be good. Beanie Feldstein's going to come on and give the Best Young Performer award to Ali Kim for Minari because, of course, are you kidding? I'm sure he will accept it and be very cute and emotional. We will all cry because he's so adorable. Best Original Screenplay, presented by Lulu Wang, is going to go to I May Destroy You. Best Adapted Screenplay is going to go to Emma. And it's going to be presented by Christian Petzold, who wrote Transit.
I was surprised that
quickly.
Emma didn't get nominated for adapted screenplay.
It did.
That seems like kind of no. It seemed like kind of a gimme, but what the fuck do I know?
Yeah. I don't know. They were feeling cold on the Jane Austen adaptations, I guess. But it doesn't win. I confuse myself because it's my header image, but First Cow won. But it was nominated, so. Best Production Design does go to Emma, and that one's presented by Daniel Craig. I can't remember why I did that one, but I thought that would be fun.
Because you like looking at Daniel Craig?
I do like that. I do like it. He comes on, he says, "Ladies and gentlemen, The Weeknd," and then he gives the award to Emma. Keanu Reeves comes on to present Best Cinematography, and he gives it to Small Axe, Steve McQueen's film anthology, particularly Lovers Rock, which was completely shut out of Oscars nominations this year because I guess they were counting it as television, which is stupid. Best Makeup and Hairstyling, which is presented by Robert Pattinson, which I think is very... Yeah, that's just good. That's going to go to Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Costume Design, presented by Florence Pugh. That's going to go to Emma. Film Editing, Riz Ahmed is going to come on. He's going to give that to I May Destroy You. Best Original Score is going to be presented by Stephen Yeun. That's going to be given to First Cow. Best Use of Original or Non-Original Songs, presented by Viola Davis. So this is the difference between me and the Academy, is that my category is about how you use the songs. I don't really care if they're original. And that award is going to go to Lovers Rock for basically every song used in the movie, but particularly the moment where they all sang Silly Games a cappella, because that was incredible. Best Sound is going to be presented by Nicolas Cage. And that's going to go to Sound of Metal. I delighted myself with that. I don't know why. Oh, Nicolas Cage is here because Color Out of Space is nominated for the Helena Awards. Best Visual Effects is going to be presented by Andy Samberg. So this is the only bit that's going to be allowed at my award show, because maybe Bill Hader can do something here, but it's gotta be quick, guys. It's gotta be short. I can't have something go on for that long. And he's gonna give it to Color Out of Space. I'm gonna come on and give the award to Best Ending for First Cow, to First Cow, and then Best Animal Performers. I mean, there's no winner because they're all winners. So that's my excuse for putting these two categories last. I come on and say the best ending was First Cow. Yay, everybody go home. fantastic night. Great job, everybody. I'm going to go pet all of these animals that were nominated for Best Animal Performer, which includes the llamas and the dog in Color Out of Space, and Evie the cow and First Cow. They were all very good in their roles. And that's a very, very quick, truncated Helena Awards.
I'm so glad
Beautiful.
that
Loved it.
now I don't have to watch
Loved
the
every
Oscars
second.
because I've gotten to enjoy this.
I know. We just had the Helena Awards. Why do you need to watch the Oscars this weekend?
Yeah.
I mean, reading this lineup just of the people who I have presenting is like making me really, really sad. Because I really want all of these people to actually present. I want Nicolas Cage to present a sound award.
I just think that would be so neat.
I just think it would be nice. I would
just love that.
Daniel Craig, Keanu Reeves, and Robert Pattinson to be 3 presenters in a row. I think that would be so good.
I just think that would be so strong and powerful.
It would.
They're so strong, powerful, strong female characters. So I really think that would be really the Oscars. John Wick is such a strong female character.
They hate to see a girl boss winning.
They hate to see a girl boss like John Wick winning. That's why they hate to see John Wick winning. Yeah. You heard it here first. James Bond, John Wick, and Edward from Twilight are girl bosses. You know how it is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, wait a minute.
When did, hold on.
Girl boss,
Never
gaslight,
mind.
male white. Wait a minute. What is it?
Oh my god, get it together, Helena, come on.
What is it? What is it? What is it? Girl boss.
It's girl boss, gatekeep,
gaslight, gatekeep.
gaslight.
Okay, so Edward is
And then
obviously
it's male wife manipulate, mansplain.
Okay, so Edward is obviously gaslight.
Obviously. John Wick is male wife.
Yes. James Bond is gatekeep. Don't ask me why. And
Yeah.
then
Sorry, so I guess I would make John Wick girl boss. I fucked up.
John Wick is girl boss. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Manipulate.
I feel like James Bond is more girl boss because girl boss is bad.
Yeah, I
and
know.
imperialism is bad. So
I know, but gatekeep is bad too, but not as bad.
John Wick is gatekeeping people being alive. So
he's gatekeeping. Yeah, who could touch his dog?
existence.
He's. Wow.
Hold on, I have to check really quick. John Wick 3 was 2019, and I think it came out. Yeah, never mind. I was trying to think. Would that have been 2020 Oscars? I was trying to remember when in 2019 it came out. But no.
No.
It's fine. The fact that it was left out of the Helena Awards is acceptable.
Yes, no, it made its
I'm not
way
letting you get a pass for last year, though.
It made it into last year's awards, although retroactively, because I hadn't seen it by the time the Oscars came out last year.
Mm-hmm.
But it was there.
Yeah. Oscars, I will never forget the way you have snubbed the John Wick series.
Yeah.
This is a warning. This is your first and only warning.
I
will not forget.
John Wick is
when John Wick 4 comes out.
You know what category the Oscars should have? Best fight direction.
I know!
Agreed. Best fight choreo.
Yeah,
They should have, like, just a general fight choreo / dance choreo, too, in case they ever do a good musical ever again.
Yeah, well, that's a fun idea.
You know.
I was actually talking about Oscar categories with my aunt the other day. Like, my aunt and my dad. And we were complaining about the fact that musicals and comedies are together. And, like, there isn't a, like, best dramatic movies. It's just, like, best film and then best musical and comedy. And I was like, this would get out of hand so fast. But why can't there not be, like, best dramatic film, best comedy, like, a few different, like, groups? Well, and then you have best film?
Counterpoint. That is what the Golden Globes do. And it is now, but to be fair to the point I am going to make, the Golden Globes are fucking whack. But what happens usually is you have just like wacky shit, like this film gets nominated in the musical comedy category because the producers wanted to get it in and they knew it had no competition in the drama category, so they put it in the musical comedy category. So sometimes like that happens when you get weird fuckery like that. But to be fair, also the Golden Globes are a shit show. So that may, I mean, not that the Oscars aren't a shit show, but it's a shit show in a different way. So messy stuff like that would probably not happen. But I don't know. But then you probably have Promising Young Woman winning Best Musical or Comedy. Like I can foresee that happening in this hypothetical situation.
Oh, Lord.
So
don't.
Yeah. They just need to get better taste.
Another year, another podcast.
They just need to get better taste and nominate the films that I nominated.
Yeah, they just need to get all the dudes on the fucking Academy, get them out of there, get new people. They got oh god, what was the thing that showed up on Twitter where the guy who directed like the 12 Dogs of Christmas was like throwing a fit about watching a movie or something because he was like, I don't believe I'm pro-life or whatever, so I'm not gonna watch this. And everyone was like, wow, big words from the man who directed the 12 Dogs of Christmas, huh? It was so funny. They just got his ass.
You could just get in for anything, huh? I mean, like, I say that partly as a joke, but also like, yo, you can just get in for anything.
I'm sure if you have enough money.
Back in the day. I mean, maybe they're cutting down on that now. Like, they're trying to be more like, you can't just get in if you're married to the person who wrote this line of dialogue in this movie in 1968. But, like, it's still, sometimes you can just get in there. You just get in there. Just like a
fucking Mr. 12 Dogs of Christmas found his way on.
Yeah.
You know, what's he doing here?
And look, and never, rarely, sometimes, always, which had a very long shot to begin with at winning, getting nominated for anything because it was an indie film and it was about abortion. Like, that didn't get nominated for anything. I still haven't seen it and would like to. That was next on my list after another round, but like, it didn't get nominated.
I also feel like...
Go ahead.
No, please finish your sentence.
No, I was supposed to say something derogatory about the guy who directed 12 Dogs of Christmas.
No. Please do. Say it.
No.
Get him.
No,
get him.
I didn't have anything planned. I was just going to say a joke about how he, like, is in control of everything. That's it. He got his way. He spelled his name stupid. Like... Anyway. Sorry.
Fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy.
I feel like if you're gonna be in the Academy and you're gonna, like, decide who wins this, like, fairly well-known American film award, you gotta watch them all, right? Like, you can't be like, I don't want to watch this one. You gotta watch them.
Theoretically.
You know? Like... Yeah. I'm trying to think, like, if I was in the Academy... You know, what are things that I cannot watch? Like sexual assault. That is, like, one that's, like, no. I feel like I would be like, great, I'm not going to vote in this category then, because I cannot fairly cover everything, because I can't watch this movie, because it's, like, upsetting and triggering to me. Mm-hmm. You can, like...
Or you can...
You know? Like...
Yeah.
I feel like that's fair. Not that the Academy is about being fair, but, like...
No, it's not.
You know? Ugh.
I don't even know. Like, you can even say, like, I haven't seen this, so, and I'm not going to for personal reasons, so I'm putting this at the bottom of my I mean, I don't know, maybe that's, like, not fair, I don't know, but, it's just
I feel like if there's just, like, a movie that's, like, I mean, even if it's, like, I don't want to watch this movie because I'm pro-life and I don't feel like, I disagree strongly with you.
Yeah.
But, like, I feel like I can't be like, no, fuck you. That's fine.
Yeah.
But to then write a letter to the director and be like, fuck you?
Yeah.
Like,
I seriously hope you reconsider making this movie. It's like, dude...
The movie that's already made!
She already made it. Like, she
already did it.
And not only did she make it,
dude,
like, she has made other movies too, and she's made more good movies than you have, like, not to be rude about it, but she has.
But she has,
and also, like, never really, sometimes, always has been winning a lot of awards. Not that that's an indication of anything, but it has been winning, like, quite a lot of independent, like, people are saying that, hey, this is a very good movie, a very truthful depiction, a very, like, tough subject. You know, who are you? You directed 12 Dogs of Christmas.
man who directed 12 Dogs of Christmas?
I really don't I don't mean to be elitist about you can only say something if you've directed Goodfellas and you're Martin Scorsese specifically, but just the fact
balls
that it was
on that guy.
12 dogs. The fact that it was specifically 12 Dogs of Christmas.
God, I'm sorry, my brain. You said the balls on that guy, and my brain went, yeah, all 12 of them. Fuck.
I mean, to write a letter like that, he must have. Yeah.
The 12
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's
I
a pretty
just
good
the
punchline.
audacity of some people. I really can't.
I mean, it's wild to me. I can't get over how good of. I mean, and we're running it into the ground because I just think it's just it's so funny. But I can't get over how good of a punchline he set himself up for.
It's so funny.
He did that. This man. I mean, he'll never know because this man, I can tell by the style of his email, has no idea what it means to be ratioed and never will. So he will never know the specific, embarrassment that he is currently going through on Twitter or went through back when this email was leaked. But my god.
But I wish he could. The joke of, it's not a joke. The stuff you say about people, celebrities won't see it, but, people who, your friends, making fun of somebody because they're fat, that celeb won't see it, but your friends who are will.
Mm-hmm.
But an offshoot of that's, the guy who directed 12 Dogs of Christmas won't see this, but your other friends who directed 12 Dogs of Christmas will.
Hey. The guy who directed 12 Dogs of Christmas won't see this, but your friend who's in film school and is currently making a shitty short film about the same subject that every film student makes in their first year is going to see this.
Too.
And how is he going to feel about his passion project?
Oh my god.
People just be able to make whatever they want, and what if it is 12 Dogs of Christmas? Right?
12 Dogs of Christmas 2, 24 Dogs of Christmas.
That is... Where does it end? It doesn't.
Where does it end?
Why
because you just keep multiplying. You just keep adding 12 every time.
This is the opposite of the kaiju are getting
The
closer and
128
closer
Dogs of
together
Christmas. Yeah. Eventually we'll have a 12 Dogs of Christmas movies event.
Oh, we've lost the plot.
Oh my god.
We've lost the plot, but not any harder than the guy who directed 12 Dogs of Christmas lost.
Christmas, and then wrote a letter to the director of that fucking movie, which was already made.
The 12 Dogs of Christmas, which came out in 2005, which is a good year for it to come out. I'm looking it up on Google. I think that is a perfect year for it to have come out. It couldn't have come out in any other year. It couldn't have come out earlier. It couldn't have come out later. 2005 is a perfect year for it. It has an F on Common Sense Media.
That tracks.
It has 3 stars for positive messages, though. 1 for sexy stuff. Consumerism not present, which is interesting. 3 for positive role models and representations.
Where the fuck are they getting all these dogs at if they aren't buying them?
This is very true.
Where are these dogs coming from?
I gotta know.
Where does it end?
Emma's journey to save the dogs teaches kids about honesty, teamwork, and perseverance. Save the dogs from what? She doesn't always tell the truth because she's ashamed. Of what? But children will realize that although she made some mistakes, what did she do? She's able to rise to the occasion when it matters. There are also strong messages about rescuing animals. Well, I can support that. But also, I never want to see this movie because I don't want to know. First of all, I don't want to know. I mean, I assume she's rescuing these dogs from a shelter. Good on her. Good on Emma. But I don't want to know why she's ashamed. I don't want to know what mistakes she's made. I just want to know. I'm happy just knowing these incredibly vague. Sexy stuff. A male teacher flirts with a single mom. By the end of the film, they hug and share a kiss. Ooh.
Oh, gross.
Oh, language. A few taunts and mild insults like "good for nothing," "girls are worthless," "you're a liar," and "I hate dogs."
Okay, that's too far. He's gone too far. I'm gonna write a letter to him right now.
Oh, just because it's depicted doesn't mean it's endorsement.
Must love dogs.
Must love dogs.
Must love dogs.
Drinking, drugs, and smoking. I'm almost done, and then we can all go to bed. I promise. I promise you. A man at the dogfight is shown drinking from a jug to an adult. It would seem like he's drinking liquor. Absolutely true. If I saw a man drinking from
Every
a jug.
time I drink from a jug, it's liquor, so...
Oh, wait a minute.
That's a 1-to-1.
Kids will learn about the difficult decisions that parents had to make during the Great Depression. What? Okay, so...
A twist!
Okay, so... I should have read the summary on Common Sense Media. This is a sentimental Depression-era Christmas story. Okay, well, that changes my view of things. I take back everything. I don't take it. I take back everything I said about 12 Dogs of Christmas. I don't take back anything I said about the guy who directed it. But this movie's valid. Absent the director. Anyway.
Oh,
glad we could end it on a chaotic note, as always.
Yeah, as per usual. Anyway, so Oscars, nonsense. Helena Awards, yes. I need to see First Cow.
Yeah.
And,
yes, I want to see First Cow really bad.
By the time you're hearing this, the Oscars will have already happened, and you will know how wrong Helena was, so...
Aww.
Dunk.
Or
correct.
sad.
I don't know. Maybe you were... I feel like you're usually pretty good.
Last year I got 22 out of 24, so we'll see if that...
That's... yeah.
We'll see if that happens again.
Yeah, next episode we'll do a brief, here's how right Helena was, and then Ezra will be like, we didn't see any of the Oscar movies, so... And then we'll shake hands, like a couple of intellectuals, and we'll move on.
Looking forward to
Just
it.
like the Dead Poet Society.
It'll be like that meme of fucking Plato and Socrates walking through that crowd of guys having clearly a deep intellectual conversation, but it's just Z and I refusing to see any Oscar movies.
Yeah, it's just the two of us talking about how we're gonna
Yeah.
watch John Wick 3 again instead of watching any of the Oscar nominated films.
My god! And I'm fending off the murder that's happening in the Senate or something that's happening behind you. I don't know.
You're Caesar. Yeah, I don't know.
John Caesar didn't defend. Okay, wait a minute. I can't go into that tangent.
No. I'm saying that you're gonna be murdered for seeing all the Oscar movies.
Okay. Well, that makes it clear. All right, that makes it work.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, I know. Jesus Christ.
Gotta give it a few seconds for everybody to collect themselves.
Happy Sneople, everybody.
Thank you for listening to this for an hour and 45 minutes, unless Maddie cuts something, which I'm sure they will because they're very good at editing. Here at Sneople at the Movies from the Infinity Break Network. Check out infinitybreak.net for more awesome content, and come hit us up on Twitter at people_snake. Our theme music was done by the aforementioned Johnny Ronaldo, who you can find at Johnny Ronaldo on Twitter. Our logo was designed by Bethany Luthold. You can check her out at bethanyluthold.wixsite.com. If you got a subject you want to hear us talk about that is not the Oscars, a movie you think we absolutely need to see that is not 12 Dogs for Christmas, or a Google Doc link to your personal award show winners, please come say hello. I want to read all of those personal award show winners' documents. That sounds amazing. Also, if you can, please leave a review on iTunes and share the show with any friends who you think would enjoy it. And as always, thanks for listening, and we'll see you at the movies and on the other side of the Oscars.